Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel on Advanced Excel. In today's video, we are going to see how we can take dynamic totals using functions in Office 365. So here is a small database of say 12 months and some amounts, and our object is to take total from say Jan to August, or say if I change this month from this drop list from August to say June, the formula should take total from Jan to June. So this Jan month is fixed, or a from month which is Jan, that is fixed, but this month, that is 2 month, is volatile or it is dynamic, and we want to use Office 365 formulas to take this dynamic totals. So these are the approaches which I am going to use. Some index and X match, some with X lookup, some with take and X match, then some choose rows sequence and X match, some index sequence X match, and last is some offset sequence and X match. So let's see how we can do this. Now friends, we all know that a sum function always asks for range, or it asks for numbers. So those numbers can be whole numbers or decimals. Also those numbers can be values which are refer to any range, say for example A1 to A10, like this, and those numbers can be values which are generated by formulas. So in this video we are going to see this third way, that is those numbers or those values will be generated by these functions, and the sum will take total of those numbers, right? So let's begin with the first approach. So the first approach is sum index and X match. So is equal to sum. Now my from month is fixed, which is Jan, so I am giving this as a starting point, and colon, and this C3 which is 2 month, this is dynamic, so here we'll use index as for array, which is this is array for index, and for row number I am using X match. X match is an advanced version of match, and the default setting is exact match. Okay, so X match tab, it asks for lookup value, which is my 2 month. Lookup array is this list of months, and because the default is exact match, I am simply completing parenthesis for X match, index and sum, and enter. So here it is 2100, that is Jan to June total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, here it is 2100, right? Now the next approach is the simplest one, and which is using sum with X lookup. So again same, sum tab, this is my from month, which is Jan, it is fixed, this colon, and I'll delete this C3 which is repeating, and here we'll use X lookup tab, this is the lookup value, comma, this is lookup array, comma, this is result array, and rest arguments are not valid right now, so I am simply completing parenthesis for X lookup, and I am completing parenthesis for sum, and enter. So this is second approach where we can take dynamic sum with sum and X lookup. Third approach is take and X match and using it with sum. Now this take function is almost advanced or elite function of offset, and let's see how. So is equal to sum tab, again same, starting point is my Jan month, colon, delete, and for 2 month I am using take function, take, from take it asks for array, so this is the array, and for rows I am using X match, again X match tab. So this take function will ask with this text function we can take out rows or we can take out columns, right? So X match will look for this June, comma, it will look for this June in this list of months, and because we are interested in exact match, and that's what X match returns, I am simply going to complete parenthesis for X match, and I will complete parenthesis for sum. So this X match, the result will be 6, okay, and this take function will take out these 6 rows, and then the sum will add up those rows or values, okay, and enter. Here it is. So this is sum, take and X match. Then next is choose sequence and choose rows sequence and X match. So I am going to start with choose rows. Now in my previous video I have shown you how to use choose rows and choose columns. So right now our data is in rows, so I am using choose rows. For array I am using sequence and xmatch. So seq, be very careful with this sequence because there are similar names appearing in the function box. So sequence, then xmatch, again tab, again same thing. Xmatch will look for this June. This is the lookup array, and I am completing parenthesis for xmatch, and I am completing parenthesis for sequence, and enter. I think there is one more parenthesis which is missing. Let's do it once again. Choose rows. Choose rows. Array is this, and for rows, sequence, xmatch, lookup value, lookup array, and yes, here it is. So this choose rows, sequence, and xmatch, they have generated these values, and we'll use sum to add them up. Enter. Here it is. Then next is index, sequence, and xmatch. So it's similar to the earlier one. Index, array is these values which we want to extract and sum them, comma. For rows I am using sequence and xmatch. Again same, lookup value is this, comma, lookup array is this. So I am completing parenthesis for xmatch, then completing parenthesis for sequence, and then we'll complete parenthesis for index. So again it will generate values, and again we'll prefix this with sum, tab, end of this function, complete parenthesis, enter. And last approach is sum, offset, sequence, and xmatch. So I'll start with offset. This is old school version, and I am already having a video on this offset. Now my reference is this, which is my starting point, comma, how many rows I want to come down. So that will be decided by sequence. Same concept or a same trick. Sequence, xmatch, lookup value is June, comma, lookup array is this, and it will give you 6, and sequence will give those 6 values. So this row argument is over. Now coming to how many columns I want to move. So this is my starting point. I want to move one column to the right, so I will give +1, and the rest arguments are not valid, height and width. So I will complete parenthesis, press enter. It is giving me value, but if I press F2 and F9, so here it is. So we are on the right track. So simply escape, and we'll prefix this with sum, tab, go to end of this function, complete parenthesis, and enter. So these are the 6 ways by which you can take a dynamic total, and here if I change the month from say June to August, here it is. So using this xmatch, then choose rows, sequence, and everything, which are functions in Office 365, you can take dynamic totals. So friends, I believe that this video will be useful for you, and in the practical life you may have a situation where you have to take cumulative totals from start month to end month. So at that point of time you can use this video. Now that text of this formulas is here, okay, and this video will be helpful only if you are on Office 365. So if you have liked this video, do give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon to get future updates. Take care. Bye.